Hi everyone. Today's reading is about your career for the next 2 months. We will try and get guidance and both predictions, things that we see could be happening for you in the next 2 months. So, as you can see, there are three beautiful pictures of trains in front of you. Pick the one image where you feel you're being pulled towards, the one image that you feel is attracting you towards it. Each time you get confused about picking an image, the best thing is just to center yourself, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, exhale in and out, and then look at the image and see that which one is feeling more attractive. Hope you've picked your pile. Now let's get started. Hi, pile number one. If you selected the image of that red train on the left, which is coming up the little hill right from the middle of a town, then this is your reading. Now, here are all the cards. We are going to be pulling out some more cards towards the end, and also, as a new style that I'm doing on this channel, I'm going to be giving you a message from a different book that I picked for you today. Now, when we look at all these cards that I have here, is the first immediate message that I heard was family, connections, old connects and resources. So I'm just putting it here. I'll share and try to decode these keywords further on in the reading. The second immediate message that came to me was that I think some people in this pile could have failed earlier in their venture. And I'm sorry, failure is a very harsh word. I should not say that. What I should be saying is it maybe did not go as successfully or as great as they would have wanted. So they might have done something in the past which was either a switch in career or doing their own business, trying to be self employed, or even if you were in a job, your trajectory in your job must have been such that you must have felt very let down by your colleagues or by your seniors. You must have felt very unappreciated. And if you were self employed, or if you have been trying to switch fields, then I don't think that must have gone as per your satisfaction. The third immediate message that I'm getting is for people who are watching this pile, they could be struggling with the financial resources that they need so that they can start their whatever it is that they want to start. Because I'm getting very mixed messages here. As if some people want to start business, some people want to start learning something new, they want to completely switch up the fields. Some people just are looking like for right sort of guidance or mentorship, even if it means like staying in job, because they want to understand how it is that they should choose consciously the next steps in their career. So I do feel a very strong lacking energy of the resources that you have or you need. I don't know why I also feel as if some people in this pile do believe and think that they end up getting misguided sometimes by people, as if people around them either they guide them very late in the right manner, or they do feel sometimes misguided by people around. Okay, I have to be honest, I'm also picking slight stubbornness here. It's like that, you have also made yourself slightly unapproachable in the manner that when one wants to guide you or they want to share their 2 cents with you, they feel that you will not listen. And I hear things like, oh, they will not understand about my field. Oh, how will they know? They don't understand me. They don't know about my industry. They don't know about my culture, the environment at work. So I do feel like these are also some of the blocks, why people are also hesitant in approaching you, and sometimes why you feel as if you don't have anybody to guide you. Okay. The advice right now that is coming for you, and I'm going to keep this fairly short and simple, is simply that first get out of your head, go and talk to as many people as you can, and talk to people in a very absorbing state of mind. What I'm getting is that, as if you hear people, but you don't like listen to them, you don't absorb what they say, and then you come back in your own little world and you try to do things your way. I'm also hearing something called imposter syndrome, where many of you sometimes feel that you don't deserve appreciation, or you don't deserve to outshine. I was getting another message with imposter syndrome. Give me a minute. Interesting. This pile is just making me hear things back to back. You know what I'm sensing? As if like you guys are so desperately looking for some sort of like a reading which will help you understand how you should navigate ahead. I did say imposter syndrome. There was something else also that was, yes. The other message that I was hearing was it has to be tough for me. Challenges. It's like, you like to choose a slightly tougher path, or you like to really, you have like this idea of like hustling and choosing like the road less taken, difficult path. You are trying to like constantly prove something. Now, some of it could be actually coming, because of the way you have been raised, because of the parents you were around, or maybe like in school or in our early experiences, maybe like you were not appreciated as much. So now there's like this tendency to really prove people, because of which sometimes you also end up like choosing unnecessarily harder pathways, whereas you can have it easy, but you like to choose harder pathways. However, of late, you might be having this sort of conversation with yourself where you want to balance out your hustling energy with also sometimes having a slow life. Because I do feel like, it might have taken like a slight toll on your body, or you might be feeling always very overwhelmed, a little too lost mentally. So now you want to balance the both, which even I feel will be a great idea. The other guidance that I have here is, okay, so first things first. See, you have to take on the good experiences from your past and you have to take them forward right now in your life, okay? What I want for this pile to do is, I want you to sit down right after this reading, or maybe at night, make a list of great things or great skills, great attributes that you have within yourself, and how you can use the same skills, attributes now moving on in your career. Okay. The other advice that I have is, you need to get out of your head and start going out and mingling with more people, and this time more in a receptive and an absorbing state of hearing and understanding what the other person also has to say. Try to be less dismissive, try to be less, oh no, but I understand my situation better. Because when the other person is also trying to like advise you, it's very easy, like now because of the internet, or we all have got into a habit of like dismissing advices, or like it's very easy to say, oh, it was such unsolicited advice, I don't really need to hear it. But I do feel like advice of some people, or like simply observing and hearing properly what people have to say about you and your career, is going to help. The third thing that I have here is, let go of the horrors of the past. If things have not worked out in the past for you, it's all right. But there were still some things in that, that were great. There were lessons that you were taught. And I know it's not very easy in a difficult stage of life to accept this, but that's what it is. You have to move past it. So I want you to move past it and just take the thread of all the good things that happened with you forward. Don't take the thread that reminds you of all the negative things that happened with you forward. Okay? And Honestly, there is also some energy of like reconciliation. It's almost like, okay, now this reconciliation can be two ways. It can be with the situation or certain people in your life, like, okay, this person used to work for me earlier, or this was the same company that I used to work for at some point of time, and I still feel like joining them back. So there is some energy of like that reconciliation with the resources that are needed in career. The other reconciliation that I'm getting is your own personal reconciliation with the past. Um, See, I do feel like, some people in this pile could be like slightly running away from their past for some time now, or they're running away from their own self. They have like a lot of hiccups and hesitations, fears, and they're kind of like running away. They also feel as if, they don't really know if they're really up for like big changes in their career. If will they ever get it? Do they really deserve it? So I want you to reconcile with all those parts of yourself. What do I mean? It sounds complicated, but it's very simple. You're simply acknowledging now, oh, there's a part of me that also feels like this. There is another part of me that also feels like this. A third part of me that feels like this. This is also a conversation you need to have with yourself. So maybe do this first. Do this task by writing down like all these different parts of yourself first, and then sit down on the other list, which is the great attributes in you. And once you would know these parts of yourself, then of course there would be awareness. Then our second step would start, which is accepting that, okay, we want to accept that yes, maybe there is a part that is fearful, there is a part that is hesitant, there is a part that doesn't trust in its own self. Then try to go back and understand, where is this coming from? Who has told you, or what situation in your life has taught you that you can't trust yourself? I know, very exhaustive, but I think this is what is needed to move and progress ahead in career. Okay, a lot of our career and ambitions are also tied to a lot of the emotional woes and sufferings that we have gone through. That's another message that was coming very importantly to me, so I've shared it with you. Now, one more thing that is coming to me is there's a need to bring joy in EQ. Yes, sorry. EQ is what I was hearing. Emotional quotient. What is emotional quotient? I think some people in this pile, either at their jobs or like they're in their work, even if they are in business, or even if they have had like a not so successful venture at one point of time, they must have questioned their emotional quotient and their capability to handle a team. They must have struggled a little bit with it. They must have had painful moments, where their team was crossing them, the employees that they had hired, or their colleagues for that matter, or the people working under them. So I think that has always been a struggle. And now I think it's time to again let go all of that, reconcile with some of the people whom you feel were acting out, both because of the situation and maybe because of how there was maybe limited capability in you in terms of handling the team also, which is all right. We all grow with work, right? So there is one more fear, which is of emotional question, that will I be able to handle things again? Will I be able to manage people? Am I good at people management or not? I think you will be. I think you will be. You need to build that faith in yourself. All right. And there is a need to nurture bonds now. And this is one lesson. I don't know if you've realized it yet or not, but my cards are clearly spitting it out, that you need to nurture bonds at work. And you maybe are someone, like once something gets over, you're not really like in touch as much with your old connects, with the colleagues in your old company. I think this needs to change. Channel little energies of Mercury. Mercury is about networking and communication. So do a little bit of that. I do feel very strong Jupiter vibes from this pile. Some people watching in this pile, their Mulank could be 3. They may have strong Jupiter placements. And see what happens with Jupiter is, now Jupiter, if not well placed, just wants to learn, but if that learning doesn't turn into anything, it just brews frustration. So there is a little bit of energy in that one. Now, the next 2 months, few predictions that I have here. I'm so sorry, guys. they are not the best of cards when it comes to predictions. It's literally like as if just not predicting only anything. I don't think there's going to be any major movement in the next 2 months. You might try to do some movement in your career. You might try to move towards a field that you enjoy, find a job that you like to do, or initiate a business that you really enjoy. But I kind of don't see it happening. And I do feel like, people are watching who are watching this pile, they could be in a very initial thinking phase about this. They may have overthought about it quite a lot, but still, like, I'm getting a very initial vibe energy. Interesting, and this is also pile number one. So, I don't honestly see anything major happening in the next 2 months. Practically, I don't see any movement. I don't see any new opportunities coming your way. What I do see is you doing a lot more thinking. And that's why I said that, this does feel like an initial thinking of career work. Like maybe there's some new thought that has just come to you recently, or like there's a thought that has been bothering you since a while, and now you will, in the next 2 months, actually start thinking about it more strongly. Now is when you will take it more seriously. So a lot of thinking is something that would be done. With this particular lamp here, what we also see is that there's 100% opportunity, 100% chances that you may get the thought, the insight, or the answers that you're looking for. So that is what I do see here. Also important to learn to listen to your intuition and confront yourself the next 2 months. What I'm seeing is that, there would be parts of you that would want to showcase themselves. Fear would be coming out. You would realize your self-sabotaging patterns. And I've spoken about it a couple of minutes ago in length, right? So I think you would go through this struggle, where you would want to not accept it, you would want to stay in denial. I think you would be very in that mindset, that why do I have to do so much of nonsense emotional work? Why can't I simply get the job done? So many people I know, they simply get to the work, and I just end up like thinking so much, and like there's so much of fears, there's so much of inertia. I would tell you that's a very unhealthy way of living. Okay, people have their different journeys. If you are someone who does something more better once I've understood it well emotionally, then why not? Also, nobody has really come and told you that, like if you are straight away doing work, or if you see us really hustling, you don't know their story. They're actually taking out time to do emotional work or not, or to have certain practices in place that keeps them grounded, keeps them holding on to their dreams. So cut the bullshit, please, and get to all this thinking that you have to do, and there's quite a lot. I also see there could be like some new opportunity, or there was like a major thing that you wanted to transition to. There was something that you really enjoyed doing, or you figured that this is something that you would really love. There was a field at one point of time that you wanted to switch to, a company you wanted, a job you wanted, a role you wanted. And that might also come up as triggers of like you not having it. Okay. And what I'm kind of getting is that, right now, this is a time for you to think, learn, think, learn, think, learn. There is more. And still, learning does not have to be just skill related. Some of you might be like, oh, but I already have everything within me. I have the potential. Yes. Maybe the learning here is for you to understand that what is blocking your potential. So do that work. I'm going to open few other cards that I have here. This I'll take in the last. Oh, interesting. Bond and insight. See, the card matches. I think I spoke of insight also. I can't recall, did I? So anyway, the bond card here tells us that there is a need to actually go out, network with people and build those bonds. If some of you are in a relationship and where your partner is very supportive when it comes to your work, I do feel like that is also something that is going to help you in feeling more confident when it comes to your work. But nurturing bonds at work, I do feel it's absolutely important right now for you. This is something very important that you have to learn. I constantly keep on hearing EQ, emotional quotient, as if you could have been maybe sometimes at a leadership level, or generally been someone like who doesn't know how to manage your authority well. Like, some people get very angry and agitated, and some people instead become way too people pleasing. They just want, the employee to feel that they're being treated well. So there needs to be a balance. That is what I'm hearing. The second message that I have here is insight. Such an interesting story. Now, of course, I'm not going to be telling the story, but yeah, like, just when the crow realized that it is by putting stones back to back, that's when the water would rise, and that's when the crow was able to quench the thirst. So I do feel your next couple of months are going to be spent looking for that insight. As I was thinking that the crow had to put so many stones back to back, what I also felt was hard work. And look at the number, 2 plus 6 28, mulank 8. uh, Also, of course, 8 year of Saturn. So hard work is something I feel that is also making you very scared. And I don't mean that you're not people like who work hard. You just feel it's too much work. It's too much work. And like I said that now you are someone like who wants to balance it out well. You want to ensure that okay, if you're hustling, you are also getting your downtime. So I think that is also something that is keeping you a little bit confused and stuck. And if you look at the bottom of the deck here, there is commitment. So what I'm also getting is that very interesting, as if now the message that I had now, that some of you could have had like something in the past that was not as successful. I do feel that is a stronger message now. So you could also be scared that whatever you want to do next, you want to make sure that it's long term. So it should be beneficial also for you in the long term. Of course, financially, things should work out for you. Employee management should not be difficult. And you want to ensure that you would also stick into it long term. And that's one message that I'm getting. Second message that I'm getting is that some of you could be wanting like the support of your partner, would be wanting to start something with your partner, and you're kind of like waiting for that right moment, right time to come into place. And for few, I'm getting like people who keep on switching jobs or career fields too much, and they feel very confused. I think it has something to do with your Jupiter or your Mars. I think these two planets in your natal chart could be troubling you and making you feel a little purposeless. You could be doing something that is not entirely aligned with you. I do feel there is still more time to come for you to realize that. Even my cards are not spitting it out clearly, and that is maybe because it is a journey that you have to go through to understand yourself. Now, couple of other messages. We have Scorpio, we have Saggy, we have the ninth house. Interesting. Jupiter and Mars energy already. I also feel some people in this pile feel very strongly about Nazar. They feel that, each time something good happens in their life, things just go for a toss immediately. So it's okay, do remedies for Nazar. But reading from this, what I'm kind of getting is that, there is a need for you to become more masterful of your thoughts and the skills that you possess. There is still time for that. And there is also a need for you to discover your power, your confidence, your enthusiasm, your faith in the world, your faith in yourself, your belief in your authority, balance of that. Okay, so I do feel that there's still time for that. I do believe your ninth house could be getting activated. Ninth house is also the house of father. Ninth house can sometimes also represent a lot about your soul purpose and how it is going to be helping your 10th and 11th house. I do feel as if some lord of 10th or 11th house could be placed in your ninth house also, or Mars or Jupiter could be placed in your ninth house, or could be in the sign of Sagittarius and Scorpio. What does all this mean? This does mean that there is something to do with the family and family support that is also going to be driving you forward. It could also mean that you could be into some sort of work that may impact your father, yeah, or there is something that your family may not be very excited about. I will not say support because I'm seeing a lot of support, but something that might be like, what? You want to do that? Like something like that for your family. So this is something that I think all the answers you would have to figure out like in some time. Your life is teaching you patience. The last card that I have here is sense control. I'm gonna read out the text that I have here off the camera. It says one who's able to withdraw the senses from their objects, like a tortoise drawing its limbs within its shell, is firmly established in wisdom. So interesting. And I kept mentioning Jupiter. Jupiter is about wisdom. And there is an avatar of Lord Vishnu. I think it's called the Kurma avatar, which is the tortoise. And if you go to any temples, also, you would see that, many times there is a tortoise placed right in front of the idol of the deity. And that is to say that you have to completely withdraw and immerse yourself in the meditative state or in the state of bhakti and reverence towards your deity. So similar-ish message is here for you, which says that you need to be able to withdraw the senses from your objects and firmly establish in wisdom. I do feel this is a time to like learn, grow, become more masterful of what you want to do away with all the inhibitions that you may have otherwise in regards to your career, your life, and hence I feel you're going through this phase right now. So sorry, no prediction for you. What I do have is that you need to sit with yourself regularly and have some chats to find clarity. Now wait up, last few messages for you. I was planning to pull out only 4 cards, but because so many of them kept coming, so I did take them. One message that I have is November. The month of November might be important, or think about what thoughts you had in the last year, November, and they are maybe something that are trying to guide you. Then we have the I, psychic ability, trust your intuition. This, I think, sorry, this I think I should have mentioned here if I forgot to. This is the card of like, you're not even listening to your intuition. You're not trying to focus on, sorry, let me just place it properly here in the camera. Yeah, that you're not trying, you're basically avoiding your intuition, and this card also says the same. So, your intuition is also going to guide you, and you need to listen to it. The other message that I have is Jug, light-hearted, carefree time, of course, important. Don't take all of this too seriously, also, that it really starts affecting you. Then we have Whale, great worry over nothing. Interesting. You could be actually worrying over nothing. When the time is right, maybe things will fall into place, and maybe that's all you needed to hear from this reading. But with the fact that do not stop thinking about it. Then we have someone new is entering your life. Interesting. Is this what you're waiting for? Were you like waiting for a co-founder, or were you like waiting for a partner who can like come and set you free or like give you the strength and courage that you need? Like, were you waiting for somebody like that, or a mentor for that matter? Could happen. You never know. Then we have ladder, climbing towards success. Yes, slowly. So see, I mean, you're climbing towards success. It's not saying that you're already successful. That climb will come with the wisdom, with the courage, with the perseverance to continue and keep on continuing on this path. Then we have cobweb, protected from negative forces beyond your control. So interesting. I did speak of nazar, right? And what I'm getting here is that you are protected from forces beyond your control. So you don't need to be secretive. Oops, I had forgotten that I was supposed to give you a message from the book, so I'm squeezing this bit in the video, in the edit. So here today I'm using this book. It's called Power by Robert Greene. Just want to talk a little bit about this book. This book is fabulous. It teaches you how to become more practical at work, how to become more superior at work by playing the games that you need to. Not gonna lie, I think this book can make or maybe urges one to be a little bit asshole-ish, a little bit a little bit too manipulative and cunning. But yeah, I mean, it is one of the most recommended books when it comes to how to grow in your career. So I'm gonna be using this book today. Okay, I'm shuffling off camera, trying to find a page for pile one, pile one, pile one. Okay, here we have. Let me just see how can I place it here. So it says, win through actions, never through argument. I'm going to read out what it says here in the small text. Judgment. Any momentary triumph you think you have gained through argument is really a Pyrrhic victory. Pyrrhic victory basically means that, while you may think that you have won, but the amount of mental toll it takes on you, or you may think you have won, but at what cost? The resentment and ill will stir you up, is stronger and lasts longer than any momentary change of opinion. It is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. Okay, I'm just also, I mean, for those who have understood and however you want to take it, it's up to you. For people like who may want me to explain this, what I feel this message is trying to say is that right now, some people who are watching this pile could be wanting to seek validation consistently, that yes, they have it in themselves, they can do it. Maybe you're relying on your partner too much for that validation, and maybe you're trying to maybe justify why things did not work out in the past or what went wrong. I do feel like as if there's just like a lot of confusion in you. What this message is saying is that anything that we say verbally or any argument that we do, it also makes us emotionally stirred up. We keep thinking, oh, we could have said that line better, we could have said that statement in a different context, we could have also said so and so to make our argument more stronger. What this message is saying is that you don't have to unnecessarily get into verbal spats with anybody. All you have to do is action. So if you want to do something, just prove it through your action. And I think seeing the previous messages from the cards that we have was that you are not able to get that clarity, and maybe because of that, you might be in a state of where you want to go and understand from people, from your situations, you want to find that clarity within. When you do that, if somebody is trying to explain something to you, it's all right to simply absorb it, and then you can continue doing maybe whatever you want to do, or use their learning blended with learnings of from one to other people, and carve your own path. So yes, that's what I have for you here. Win through your actions, never through your argument. Law number 9 from this book, Power. Okay, so that was it. Pile number 1. This was your reading. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to my channel, okay? Planning to be a lot more regular. Your support would keep me more motivated to keep on making such videos. Alright, bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose the middle image of that beautiful train on the bridge right by this beautiful sea, then this is your reading. And one thing before we start with the reading, how restless are you currently when it comes to your career? And you will not believe, I'm literally sitting with a notepad and pen, because as soon as I was taking out cards for your reading, I kept feeling as if there are so many messages that have to come to you, and there's so much going on in your mind. I kept receiving so many messages that I had to stop the reading and re-record this entire reading. So I stopped it within the first few seconds, and then I was like, okay, no, let me take few seconds, grab a notebook and write down the other messages that keep coming to me so that I don't miss out on any of those. Every deck literally had so many flyers and jumpers in this pile. I was so astonished. In fact, for the first pile, I had not revealed few cards initially, but for your particular reading, I've literally kept all cards out in the open right from the start. Sitting with a notebook and pen, I feel ready to let's get started with your reading now. First thing that I'm hearing, constantly something to do with relationship in this pile. um, See, so many messages are coming, when it comes to relationship also, that there is some sort of an impact in your career because of your relationship. Some people in this pile could be married. Some people in this pile may be very dependent on the fact that, when will their life get sorted overall, their career and even their relationship. If they are single, they might be like, when will I have that one person also in my life? They may have experienced uh, romance at workplace, which could also have impacted them or their career. And for those who are married, I'm getting dual messages. One being that, you may have to change your job, change your career, or something like that when it comes to your marriage. Like, maybe your partner lives away from you. I had some call coming to me, so I had to pause this. I'll just continue the message that I was saying. Coming to relationship, I feel some people, maybe because of their relationship, because of their marriage, because of their partner, they might have to make some call about if they should leave a particular city or country. Should they choose a career which is, or a job which is closer to their partner, so that they both can stay in the same city? That's one message that I'm getting. Second message that I'm getting is that some people are maybe staying very far away from their home, and there is maybe this question now that what has this new place where you have relocated so far from your home over last so many months or years, what has it given you? You feel as if the struggle is not ending only. So maybe a question could be, should you move back to your home city, your home country, your hometown? The other message that I'm getting is some people in this pile do not feel very understood by their partners when it comes to their issues of their career. You know, um, as if they would seek or they require a little bit more support of their partner. So that when you go share something with your partner, complain to them about your work, you feel a little bit more heard and understood. And for many people, I'm getting, like, especially those who are single in this pile, it feels as if, you really want someone in your life. And I know this is a career reading, but you feel that, at least if career is not getting sorted, at least, my emotional aspects, my love life should get sorted. So that's another message. The last message that I have in regards to relationship is, I think maybe some people in this pile have got very tied into family duties. And this, of course, stereotypically and by like how society functions, might be a message more relevant for women who are watching this pile, as if you're not able to really progress as much as in your career because you are so bound by taking care of family, taking care of the household, taking care of your children. For very few, what I'm getting in this pile is as if somebody is supporting their partner and they don't see the same ambition that they have in their partner in this pile, and they wished that their partner also had that same ambition. Okay, so that was the first few set of messages that I was getting. Another message very strongly, which I feel is going to be more universally resonating for this pile, is that people in this pile feel very, very, very lonely, very, very, very stuck up. They are extremely impatient now. It's like as if the life has really tested them. Their career trajectory up until now has really tested them. And now they are really waiting for that miracle in their life. They really want that divine intervention. That something at least should come and sort me out. No, for how long can I continue to work and live like this? So that's another very important message that I'm seeing. It's so interesting, It's like I just feel like keep looking at the cards and as if there is so much going on in you. For some people, I also feel, who are watching this pile, they might simply switch off this pile midway because they would feel that, nobody will be able to understand the depth of confusion, mental clutter, grief, and sadness that they have gone through in regards to their career. I do feel many people in this file were extremely ambitious at one point of time. And the ambition does not always have to mean that, oh, we wanted to be straight away CEO or VP of a company, but it always meant like having a very strong sense of identity that is something carved for you, born out of you, like an identity which is beyond just the family name, identity beyond your gender, identity beyond you as a person, but what value do you bring to work? How do you make your money? And I feel like they feel very much at loss of that identity. You know why? Because a lot of people in this pile want to do something else. They want to study something else. I'm getting a lot of energy of like wanting to do something completely different, like some people in this pile might want to study mystical and occult subjects. Some people in this pile want to make their career in vocational arts, could be acting, could be music, dance, cosmetics. Like it's very different from what you're pursuing right now. Some people in this pile might want to study and pursue something else, like suppose even if you are in the IT or the tech domain, within that also you might want to move to something else. So not having clarity, or maybe not being able to find that pathway, is also what is really keeping you blocked. Another message that I'm getting is that you yourself may have a lot of family responsibilities, because of which the transition is not going to be easy. The transition requires you to be in this energy of being a complete workaholic, or being very fast paced when it comes to your career without caring about the emotions of your family, or like having that balance. And you're like, okay, now it's not possible because I do have a family that I need to take care of also, so I really can't immediately do this transition in my life. The guidance that I have here for you is that something out of the blue is definitely coming your way. I also feel that something out of the blue may have consistently come your way, but somehow you couldn't grab it at the right moment. You couldn't grab it because of your own reasons. Some people in this pile could be running Mars Dasha, either Antardasha or Mahadasha, and because of which, things have been difficult. It's like you got opportunities that somehow maybe got sabotaged because of your pride also. You don't think about it and you let me know. This is a message that is coming very strongly. Like your pride, your lack of understanding, lack of clarity, and what is the carelessness. Your carelessness, because you were so caught up in your own emotions and your state, has led you to maybe miss a few opportunities which you now feel that, oh, at one point of time I was being given a sign. Some people I also feel in this pile have dealt previously with a very difficult work environment and work culture. Could be a very bad boss which has really left a dent in your heart. You're not happy, you just feel very let down by everything around you. There could also be a fear now, of colleagues, of superior authorities in your life. You just feel as if everybody is out to get you. But please, please trust me, have a little bit of more positivity, optimism in your life. Life is not meant to hurt you. Yes, there are lessons that we all need to learn, and that's all about it. Okay, you were learning few lessons, and I'm sure if anything, those lessons have only maybe what made you a little bit holding on to your pride, your ego, your aggression a little bit strongly. Because when we are not sometimes given agency or given the choice or given that space for expression, immediately, sometimes our emotions which have been suppressed for so long, they come out in the form of pride, in the form of like wanting to fight with the world, wherein you feel that, you lost few opportunities which you should not have lost. I am getting that message. But the guidance right now is wait, have faith. Have faith in your skills. Something out of the blue will come your way that will set you on the right path, on the right course. Okay? Few predictions that I have for you that could happen in the coming 2 months actually. First, I think you're going to be taking a very strong decision. This could be a decision of moving to a new land, new city, new career, new job, new industry. And you may initially be very hesitant. You might feel as if, is this even meant for you? Or will it be like too big of a change? You're not going to be initially very excited about it. You would just feel as if, all right, I have just grabbed whatever is coming to me, or I have like taken this huge decision in my life now, but I don't know if I will be able to handle it. For many of you, this could also be like, people who have actually left their jobs and they're like, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do my business now, I'm gonna be self-employed. Bravo. And I hope you know that, self-employment is a difficult journey. It's fancy, but it does come with its own set of challenges. And I think those challenges is also something that you might be feeling a little bit scared about. You might be a little scared about, like, will I be able to do it? Do I have those traits in me which are needed to stay consistent, to be at the top of my game, to just be out there constantly hunting for opportunities? You have it in you. You need to get out of your head. Look at this. In my tarot classes, when I teach this card, what I talk about this card is that just look at the woman. She just has to wiggle and jiggle a little bit, and all the bandages and the rope that she's tied with will fall off. And then she can probably take the blindfold off. And then she would see that there's actually nobody around that's actually keeping her caged. There's nobody who's keeping an eye out on her. She is alone, and in her mind, maybe she's caged. Also, as we look closely in the card, I do feel as if, when we look at the blindfold, it doesn't feel like, it's completely covering her eyes. It feels a little too above the nose. So it feels like, as if she's very well capable of seeing that, okay, there may not be somebody around. She can take that risk, but her mind is not letting her take that risk. And this is where this water is basically her intuition. Her subconscious is trying to tell her that yes, there is a scope of moving away from this, but she chooses yet to remain caged. So this is the energy you are in. Now that I've explained the card, I don't think I need to give a message. So you need to get out of this mindset, and you know what you need to come out of into? You need to come out of into this mindset. You freed yourself, and now you're moving on, and you're choosing between these two paths. So maybe there is a path that you need to choose, or maybe there is something about managing two things: managing your work, your job, with your self-employment. And there would be added responsibility in your life. You need to be prepared for that. And so interesting, 777. A lot of repeat numbers in the card, This is also 9, 9. 7. 7 talks about, things which are our deepest desires. We want to do that. And 9 is the number of courage, is the number of being able to pursue it. Do you have the power to pursue your desire, what you feel you are born to do? I do feel some people need to go back to school and start studying something. They need to upgrade themselves. They need to upskill themselves. There is some switch that could happen in their career, and you need to be prepared for it. Even if it means you have to manage learning it along with your main income. There's something about supplementary income also in this pile. Next few months, destiny is going to be at play for you. I can say that very confidently with the 9 of Cups and with the Wheel of Fortune card here. Your destiny is going to set you on the right path because you clearly haven't been able to. And I don't mean it in a manner to shame you, but I do mean it in a manner to be a little bit negatively motivating you and telling you that you could have, and maybe it's time that if you are not, now your destiny is going to come and sort it out for you. So things are going to move in a much more positive direction. What is the wheel of fortune? It's the wheel of life. It's the wheel moves. So if one moment, if it's in this negative space, the next moment it's going to be in a positive space. It might again come in the negative space and it might come in a positive space. So the wheel of fortune is coming. The destiny is coming now to set you on the right path. So that is something 100% happening in your career over the next 2 months. Be prepared for increased responsibility. Be prepared to jump at opportunities now. Now you can't sabotage any opportunities. Now you have to grab what comes to you. Doesn't feel fine, doesn't matter. Pick that up. Continue hunting on the side for the right opportunity, for the right upgrading of skills, for whatever it is that you want to do, and then pursue that. So movement is the key now. Now you can't stay stuck. Enough of like crying in that little blanket and feeling, oh my god, when will I grow? Now is the time to soar. You need to soar high now. You need to find your path and you need to fly on that path. So I'm definitely seeing some new energy going to be coming in your life, or some new opportunity, a shift in perspective, which I do feel is also destined, or could be your purpose, could be your destiny, and you're supposed to pursue it. All right. And let's just say you're going to do it with or without support, even if it means doing it alone. That is what you're going to do. You have to learn to do it alone. You have to learn to do it for yourself first. There's some decision that needs to be made in terms of this transition. And don't do it hastily, don't do it impulsively. Let me give an example. Like, suppose you are in a job and you randomly quit your job without having any capital, without having any finances or a plan in action. You may not feel very happy or satisfied with that. Can you work through a transition where you continue with your job and you keep building your business or your gig on the side slowly, and then at the right time you decide to leave the job? So that's what I'm seeing here. Some people in this pile might also really be wanting now to move to some bigger firm, bigger opportunities in life, like something global, something bigger, something that really realizes their potential, something that makes them feel that yes, they have really aced in their career. Do I see it happening? Yes. Not exactly in 2 months, a little later than that, but your 2 months are going to set you on the path so that you can go more closer to those global ambitions, to those bigger ambitions of your life. All right. There is a need to be quick now. You have, I think, done enough thinking, enough resting, enough everything. Now is the time to move. You can't stay stuck up anymore. Okay? The other messages that I have for you here is the card Soar and the other card Anomaly. And what I'm getting from these two cards is, I'm just trying to find a book of this Urban Crow. Okay. So the second message, which is Anomaly, I'm going to be reading from this book to get more clarity. What does this say? It says that in a sea of black crows, the one that grabs our attention is the rare melanin lacking one. Something is going to appear. It'll be hard not to notice or avoid it. It'll be strikingly clear what you encounter will be abnormally good or abnormally bad. Either way, it'll stand out. Anomaly appears when you're contemplating an event within a relationship. I did say now this pile does have something going on in their relationship also, which could be impacting their career. You may find yourself questioning if someone's behavior, good or bad, serves as an indication of who they are. If this was a situation out of character or rare event, there's a need to understand these things, to understand greater potential, and to be able to rule out an absolute. I'll explain this now. Some people, I do feel this is something to do with your relationship. I don't know if your partner's supporting your career or not, or how do they see you in your career. There is something there, and I'm going to leave it open ended. It's for you and your partner to figure out in that. The second message that I'm getting is some people, like I said, have been dealing with, like, maybe in the past they have dealt like with very bad work environment, bad boss, and it's time now to understand if you really want to be a part of the nuisance that you have to deal with. And the third very clear message that I'm getting is a little bit more straightforwardish message, is that there is a fabulous opportunity that will come your way, which you will feel, oh, so all this weight and all this stuck up energy was for this, and that's where you would have to run towards that opportunity. There might be competition, you might have to fight through competition, and you might have to really show that, whatever it's needed, be it upskilling, upgrading yourself, or like prepping before that opportunity very well for that opportunity, is something that you might have to do. So I do feel your destiny is going to favor you. It's going to throw something in your way that you might feel, oh, all my life was for this moment and I better grab it. And I'm telling you, you have to grab it. The other message that I have here is your fourth house. See, fourth house is again the house of family, your home, the roots of your being. So for some people, I do feel this is about people who are staying in different cities, countries. The big questions: do you need to come back to your home city, to your home country? How do you build that balance? That's one thing. I do feel like there is some sort of movement or change in this pile. I did say change of job, career, industry. I also mean this could be change of place for many of you. You may have to ask these bigger questions to yourself. All right. Another message that I'm getting is some people in this pile have just kept themselves more reclusive from sharing their woes with their family. And I do understand that, not everyone's families are supportive when it comes to career. Especially parents who are boomers or Gen X, they may have like very limited understanding of how they can truly support you in your career. But there is something about, even if you don't have it verbally, even if you don't have the most supportive family, but in your mind telling yourself that it's all right, I still have a family. At least I still have people who are there to support me. And I also feel this is to do like with people who are married, as if there are certain decisions that you all need to collectively take as a family, even if it's about your career. So there is something there, and whatever it is, I want to keep this broad because a lot of different people are watching it. But you please do comment and let me know if this part of family resonated. You don't have to share details, of course. The next card that we have here is the 10th house. Ooh, it's here finally. The 10th house is your house of achievement, your career, your status in the world. And I do feel it's getting activated. My God, one thing. See, what's the number of the card? 10. What does it say here? 10. How interesting. And come to think of it, you do have a lot of 7, 8, 9, 10 energy. It's almost like as if you have completed an energy. Oh, you also have 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have literally completed an entire journey now in your life, and that's where now your 10th house is getting activated. Woo, woo, that's great. This is where you're really going to fly high now. And 4 plus 6 is also 10. So definitely you're going to be soaring a lot more higher now. Good. This pile's turning positive. More positive. We also have the card of Mars here. I don't recall if I said it earlier or not, but definitely a lot of Mars trades now need to be activated within you. Some people could be in Mars Mahadasha, Mars Antardasha, and you need to have that drive, that motivation, that strength, and that spiritedness in you to pursue your dreams now. Enough of resting, enough of feeling sad about career. I mean, please, we are done with that. We are done like with not having clarity. We are done with like feeling low. If you need to discuss something with your family, with people who feel like family to you, even if it's not your immediate family, about time, but move past it. Come into this movement energy now. All right. 2 other messages that I have for you here is Covered Soul and Master of Mystics. I'm going to read that out first. Covered Soul, reading it off camera. Okay, on camera. As fire is covered by smoke, as mirror is covered by dust, embryo is covered by womb, living being is covered by different layers of lust. Interesting. Somehow everything is getting tied either to relationship. So please do let me know in the comments below what it is. But if I were to remove the layer of relationship and talk about the layer of lust, what I do see is as if here, the lust would also signify the ease that is there in simply having a job or in simply staying in the comfort zone. It's like, you're not able to make that choice to move out of your comfort zone because your comfort zone is your lust. It's easy. It's it's simple. It keeps things stable for you, brings income, allows you to do what you have to do with that salary. So, what I'm kind of also sensing is as if a lot of people need to really break through this mirage in their mind. And this mirage could also be of multiple things. It could be you feeling you're not good enough, you feeling destiny doesn't support you, you feeling there's nobody around you that really has your back. And I'm not gonna lie, there is definitely a lot of lonely and alone and doing it by yourself, doing it alone energy in the cards. A lot of the cards here like we have here is about people just doing it alone and feeling alone, and I think you need to embrace it. Maybe mind has been fooling you that people who have partners or people who have business partners, people who have co-founders, they have it easy. Maybe they don't. You never know. And maybe there are again very handful examples in that. So if you're not able to find someone who's going to support you in this or who's going to become your co-conspirator in this, you are your co-conspirator along with universe. Trust that. Then we have this other message, which is Master of Mystics. This says, wherever there's Krishna, the master of all mystics, Arjuna, the supreme archer, will always be. Opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality. I hold this to be true. Okay. So basically, what this card is saying is that, see here now, mystics, of course, apart from the fact that some of you might be interested in mystical or occult related fields, or you want to like switch things up in your career, you want to move into certain newer domains like AI, security, tech security. There's this company globally which makes chips, and these chips are used like in most of the laptops and cell phones, and you might be wanting to aim high and join some field which is going to eventually take over the world. So while that might be the aim, of course, so mystics could also mean that, but what I also feel is here mystics also feel that have some faith. Once you really master the beauty of manifestation, the beauty of believing that the world is on your side, universe is on your side, you would have opulence, you would have victory, you would have extraordinary power and morality and the motivation also to do it all. So I think this is what you needed to hear. Have some faith in yourself, have some faith in the universe, have some faith in your destiny. Your 10th house is getting activated with Mars. It's not all bad, it's great. Okay, now one of the messages that I do want to give you from the bottom of the deck here that we already have is the card of protection. So I don't think you see it, but I think you need to know that you are protected, especially for people like who feel that they have been consistently wronged by society, by world, and it's very difficult like to live in this world and like to be able to do and make something in their career. You are protected, but enough of the sob stories and the sad stories. Generally you need to release your negative mindset now, and you are protected. So keep telling yourself that things are working out for you, best things are going to happen to you. All right, few other messages. See, now there are my tea leaf cards and I was going to pull them out on camera, but while I was shuffling for this particular pile, cards kept falling down. So I'm like, okay, they're not going to let me pull out cards on camera, so I'm just going to be now picking up those cards for you. We have here career wall. Okay, I'm just going to open all. See, the first card that we have is career, which is interesting. This is a career reading, so I do feel some great breakthrough. A major thing is going to be happening in your career. We have the torch, which says spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness and understanding. I do feel it's also for people like who lost faith. in universe and in God, when it comes to their career, they felt that life has always been a struggle and maybe it will be. Time to change that narrative. Have faith. There is light at the end of the tunnel. This card is also very important for people who are trying to pursue something in spirituality or occult. I think you're going to be aces at it. Wall, misunderstanding. There could be some misunderstanding. You were maybe going through some misunderstanding in regards to how you should take your career ahead. And I think that is going to get cleared up now. That wall is breaking, first thing. Second thing, when you're like trying to do something new, make sure that you have your why very clear. There's a book called Start with a Why. Maybe read it. And be careful, there's something where you might feel misunderstood, or like you might feel that you misunderstood like a particular switch or a career field. And I do feel like it's eventually going to turn out good and better for you. Grab it all, okay? That should be just your motto and takeaway from this reading. Pin, new job, career, oh my god. It's like, I feel relieved. Almost feels like as the people in this pile really wanted to hear this. And interestingly, we have pin and the career card together. So you are going to get a new job if you were looking for it. If you've been looking for a new career pathway, that's going to open up. If you wanted to be self-employed, bam, now's the time. Then we have teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Ooh. Are you craving that? Is your heart also craving like that strength from someone around you? If yes, then yes, that might be happening. I do feel like pulling few more cards. I'm going to pull those out and I'm going to show them to you. Give me a second. Wow. Wow, ended up pulling out quite a lot. So first is love. See, what did I say? There is definitely something about love in this pile. Love could be coming your way. Love could be a feeling that you're missing in your life and you really want it. Money. Money is going to be coming to you. Coins. Then we have September. Interesting. September, October, right? So something might change in September. And looking at this card, 10 might signify October. Interesting. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. Okay, somebody is going to poke you. Somebody might ruffle your feathers. Take care a little bit. Then we have grapes. Time to go out and have fun. Yeah, just chill a little bit. Enough of like basking in this sadness of, oh my god, where is my life and struggles going? Done. Move past this nuisanceable energy. Shark. Take care or there'll be loss of material wealth. For some reason, the moment I saw shark, I also thought of Shark Tank. As if some of you are going to do something similar, or like Shark Tank might have given you some idea. Okay, shark. Take care or there'll be loss of material wealth. Be a little bit careful. This card also signifies some sort of loss or some sort of cheating. So be a little bit careful when it comes to your finances and material wealth for sure. And I also feel as if, these people like have had this experience already. I feel like, people have already like gone through this actually, where they had like people with very shark attitude or attributes, or like they feel like, they've already lost like a little bit of money in doing like what they had to, etc. So just like be a little bit careful, okay? If you're planning to study something, make sure you research a little bit give it a slightly bit more time. You don't want to be disappointed. Okay, and now today I'm going to be referring to this book, which is Power by Robert Greene. This book is said to be great for people who want to understand how can they grow in their career. A little bit of tacts that you need to learn, which could be somewhat manipulative tacts or tacts that make you very practical. Frankly speaking, some people also believe that this book can make you slightly asshole-ish, but all's fair in love and career. Is it? I don't know, but yeah, sometimes it is. And you have the Mars energy, so you clearly need a book like this. So I'm going to be skimming through the pages and will pause at whatever I feel like is a message that you need to hear. Give me a second, going to be doing this off camera. Pile number two, pile number two, pile number two. What is it that they need to hear about their career? Okay. I have a page here. Interestingly, what's the page number? 197. And I already told you about how much you have these cards in your reading also. I'm going to read out the second para here that you see here. Of course, you can't see it properly on camera, hence I'm reading it out. Good drama needs an interesting appearance or a single standout moment. Drama takes place over time. It's an unfolding event. Rhythm and timing are critical. One of the most important elements in the rhythm of drama is suspense. Houdini is a magician, for instance, could sometimes complete his escape acts in seconds, but he draw them out to minutes to make the audience sweat. Okay, for some people, I also feel like, maybe some people in this pile want to pursue like a career in social media. They want to become creators. So, could be message for you. And if I were to decode this para, what I would understand is that, you need to keep that very patient approach. I think maybe people in this pile are also people like who are very sincere and honest. They share too much with other people. They give too much knowledge to other people. They're always like focused on giving their best all the time, 100%. There's a need to become like a little bit smart, where you know that how you present yourself needs to unfold slowly. And even in an interview, maybe don't like be very honest and very candid straight up. Lose that candidness and instead, slowly reveal the parts of yourself. I do feel like reading the second paragraph also. The key to keeping the audience on the edge of their seats is letting the events unfold slowly, then speeding them up at the right moment according to a pattern and tempo that you can control. And this is what rulers like Napoleon to Mao Se-sung have used to surprise and divert their public. So, yeah, make of that message what you will. Pick this book if you need to. Power by Robert Greene. And that was your reading. Let me know if any part resonated. I would love to hear your comments too. Let me know whatever I was feeling about relationships and family in this file. Is there something there? Is there something about a business partner or a co-founder that I need to know? So, yes. Thanks, file number 2. Take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel and share this video. Thanks. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose that beautiful train towards the extreme right, which is coming out of a tunnel with the beautiful smoke, then this is your reading. And I must say, you guys are too excited, I think, already for your reading, because when I was channeling my decks to the other 2 piles, the energy from the third image kept disturbing me, almost like a little child that's going like, no, me first, read me first, do me first. So okay, here we are. See, one thing that I'm getting from this pile immediately is that things are going good, and you can already see that things are going to progress. Okay, there's a little bit of energy of enemy or like troublemaking people around you, but you're still going to win over them. Okay, the other little energy is basically of the fact that while you're growing and things are happening for you, some people in this pile could be questioning if this is really what they want to do. Like when you're well placed in your career, you're progressing, you're being promoted, you're happy, but a part of you just feels so unhappy. It's like, oh my god, but do I really want to do this? So that is what I'm getting as a energy here. You could be getting very appreciated at your work. I do feel as if, they're not maybe sometimes compensating you well. If you're in your own business, again, I feel that, you sometimes feel that, I'm having to invest a lot in the business as opposed to the money that I'm saving. However, one very strong message that is coming quite clearly to me is that it's all great. It's good. I am growing. But is this all it? And that is maybe because a lot of you people feel like you have so much more potential, or maybe for some people your interests lie in a different domain, or your interests lie more in doing your own thing, or like exploring some other part of your industry. And like, you could be like in a tech based industry, IT based industry, and you just want to do something else. You could be in law, but you want to explore a particular niche of law. You could be in marketing, but you want to maybe explore again a niche more into the creators or content side. So that is one strong energy that I'm getting for you. I do feel though, that the spile is going to be pleasantly surprised by the coming 2 months. You're going to be very, 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 very happy. And no wonder your excited energy was bugging me, when I was trying to read for other piles also. Very childishly going like, no, me first, me first. Because you are excited. Interesting. Okay. The guidance that I have for you here is that one thing, one has to be very careful of utilizing their financial resources for the next 2 months. There are multiple pathways that are going to open up for you. Okay, you will have a lot of thoughts and ideas in your life about what you could be doing next. Even from your existing business or your existing job, there might be different things that you might get to explore. Example, you could be in content and you might get to explore production. You might get to explore design. You could be again in some design or IT space, and you may get to explore D2C business. So I am definitely getting that. And if you're like in a job, then also I feel like, your interest is going to get divided between 2 3 different fields, which may be related to what you have learned up until now, and that becomes in your way of like paving that future steps. Like, nobody can be a social media executive all their life, right? Eventually they have to decide to get into uh, strategy or media or like the bigger chunks of the business. So that is what I'm picking on as an energy here, that wherever you are currently, new pathways are going to open up for you. Now the thing is, when these new pathways open up, you might be very confused. Should I invest? Should I not invest? Should I give it time? I do feel you should give it time. You will be given opportunities, guidance also. I don't know why I feel as if this pile is going to get guidance or is going to get the support that they seek. The business partnership is going to happen well. Some of you may actually establish your new office. Oof, so many messages. I am only getting excited now reading for this pile. Okay, one by one. Okay, so yes, new pathways are going to open up. You might be confused about if you should be investing in all those new ideas that are coming to you. I don't think you will invest in all. You will definitely maybe doing 2 things simultaneously or 3 things simultaneously. So that is something that I'm seeing here. You might be a little bit fickle minded about, should I be investing financially in everything that I want to do, and how much financially should I be investing in each of the things. So that is a conversation you definitely need to have with yourself. You may also feel that, I do not have enough finances to be able to invest in everything. So where will I get those finances from? For some people who have been trying to get funding, I think you may have gotten funding, or you will be getting funding very soon, or some part of your funding is going to be released. Another thing that I'm getting is, even after getting the funding, I think some people might feel a pinch in their lifestyle. Because I think, like, even if you get funding, or like even if you get like money, you take a loan, or like your family lends you, or like however like you get financial resources, you may still have to cut down on your lifestyle a little bit. Okay, so be prepared for that. And I don't think you're going to be very happy. I think you are someone who likes to live your life king size, and you might just feel that, oh my god, this is like living in a very scarcity mindset. I can't believe I have to keep a budget of things. So I'm also kind of saying that. Another message, I'll just repeat and complete that message, that many of you would feel that you do not have enough financial resources to invest in all the ideas that are coming to you, or the 2 or 3 different pathways that you want to take. And that might become a little bit challenging for you, because of which you may feel that now is the time. There's a lot of sense of urgency also in this pile. They feel that if not now, then God knows when will they be able to do it now. there is something inside of them, which is bringing like a lot of motivation, a lot of fire energy, telling them that, okay, do it now, do it now, do it now, now is the time. And suddenly, this conversations about, oh, do I have support? Do I have financial resources? Might be making you feel like chained, as if, oh my god, the world is out there and I can so tap into different things, but look, all I need is money. I'm kind of getting that feeling of that movie, Crew, and movie like Guru, Bollywood movies. If you see, like, all those people talk about that, how you need money to basically create money. So that is, I feel like, is one of the messages also that I'm getting here. Okay, but definitely 2 or 3 pathways are opening up. Even if you feel that financially you're not very well placed, I do feel you still have resources or the kind of support. Sometimes you don't need financial support, sometimes you need like someone who can simply take interest in our work, and then they bring to the table a skill that we otherwise would have hired, but now at stakes or at equity, like, they are going to be working towards it with you, in tandem with you. So that is something that I see being a possibility here for some of you. For many of you, I would just say that, okay, give it time. Be patient. Don't be so impatient. Your pile was already impatient when it came to your reading, also. So, chill pill a little bit. All will happen in good time. Okay? Coming back to the message that I got in regards to enemies or like facing a lot of competition, you are clearly winning from the competition. You're clearly winning from all the people who are trying to sabotage you, or trying to have or see you as enemy, or trying to like create roadblocks in your pathway. You are clearly winning all over those people. Okay, now few predictions that I have for you. First things, I do feel somebody is going to be setting up a studio, office, workspace very soon, and they'll feel very excited about it. It's something that's going to be done up very well. Why do I also feel as if, in the next 2 months you might meet someone, either who's going to be like a great co-founder and a business partner to you, or you might start working with your spouse or your partner towards laying the foundation of something to do in your career also. Okay, so some of you could be working with your existing romantic partner in your life, some of you could be finding a business partner or a co-founder, some of you could get introduced to someone new in your life by the virtue of your work, by the virtue of what all you have been doing in your career. And that might also drive you, motivate you to focus more strongly on your career and create like a solid foundation. I'm feeling very happy, reading this pile. To be honest, the other 2 piles were a little deeper in depth about the questions of career and some hard conversations. This one feels like you're acing it. Maybe you just needed to hear that as validation from someone. So here I am. Okay, so somebody is definitely doing their office. Some of you could be getting married or finding that one partner in the next few months. The other message that I have for you here is that things are going to fall into place, and you will be surprised by what a wonderful, ambitious, disciplined person you are. You'll be so surprised about how you would get into a routine. You would feel, oh my god, did I really have all this in me? Was I this person like who could really fall into a routine? And yeah, you'll be surprised by how structured and orderly you're going to be in the way you do things towards your ambitions in your career. And that is going to bring you the benefit. You will be so surprised by how things are just falling into place, all because you decided to have a routine and manage things better. And this, I feel, is like the biggest thing that I also feel you are also excited about. I feel like, you already know that you need to put a structure into place, and you're now excited, I think, hearing that, oh my god, I'm going to be doing that and it's going to be sorted. Yes, it is. A lot of hard work also in the coming 2 months. I also feel in the last 2 months you must have done like a lot of hard work. For this particular pile, I feel like whatever I'm saying is not something that's going to happen. You already know some of those things happening right now, because you can already see parts of those things unfolding. Beautiful pile. So a lot of hard work is also something that's going to be taking your mind space in the coming 2 months, along with the fact that you're going to be perfecting your skill. you're this orderliness, you're this management of your time and everything is going to happen because you want to perfect your skill now. You want to ensure that you're great at whatever it is that you do. You want to be great at the art of making money, and you want to be okay, with putting in the number of hours that are required for each task daily. I'm getting the energy of perfectionist. It's almost like that, if a task takes an hour and a half to complete, it's okay. I'll park aside that time, I'll build that time, but I want to be able to do it properly. Very interesting. Okay, now a couple of other messages that I have for you here is the first is growth. I do feel some people in this pile, will have a strong Mercury placement in their chart, or they could be Mulang 5. That is also because of the number 23 here. I do feel as if, your Mercury is supporting you now in terms of shining out and bright in the world. Okay. So there's a lot of energy of growth in your pile. And, interestingly, at the bottom of the deck in the Rider Waite also, we have the card of Sun, which is simplified outright, the card of growth. And see, the card below is the card of Magician. Things are coming to fruition. All that you wanted is happening. You're doing mastery of a skill. It's the same message as that one. So a lot of growth is definitely happening in your life. There's an energy of movement and change. Big, major things are going to happen in your career now in the next 2 months. Or you might be preparing for them in the next 2 months, because you also have the card of preparation. So whatever you do in the next 2 months is you laying the foundation of great big things happening in your life, things which are going to change the course of your career. So take this time to prepare yourself to come into this energy of being disciplined, being routine, being more structured, because it's all going to work out and work out fabulously. Very few people in this pile, could be managing two things like a job and a career, a job and your self-employment also. So I do feel that is why also, your structuring needs to be proper, your schedule needs to be proper, so that how much time you need to give to your self-employment. Another thing I feel, some of you are also going to be using the money from your work and your job to be pumping it into your business to grow it, and that's going to work out fabulously. I do feel that preparation card is basically also saying that, this is your time to get ready for something that you already know is on the horizon, and you should just plan accordingly for it. You already know that, there's so much work that is going to come your way. There is so much growth that is going to come your way. There's so many opportunities that are going to come your way. Or to be able to simply grow what you are doing, there is a lot of time management that you would need. And these 2 months are basically your preparatory period, where you allow yourself to have that space to understand, okay, what resource within you, your financial resource, your mental resource, emotional resource, your time management, how do you need to park these things in your life so that you are clear headed and you're moving forward in that mindset. The other message that I have for you here is overcoming fear. Sorry, I just want to complete this message also. I don't know if I said it. That's territory. Now, what I do feel here is as if, some of you could be in a work which is already occupied by a lot of other people. Like, some highly competitive fields, even tarot for that matter is a highly competitive field. The people like literally churning out videos like popcorns. So even I feel, sometimes that, oh my God, there's already so much competition. Like, is, putting in effort even worth it? So that could be one question on your mind. Second, what I'm getting more strongly is that building that USP, unique selling point, is a conversation that you might want to have with yourself in the next 2 months. How do you make a differentiation in a pool of frogs? How do you become that distinct frog? So because you feel the work, because you do feel that, the work that you're going to get into, or whatever it is that you're doing in terms of your career, there is already high competition. There are a lot of people maybe doing similarish things. People may be trying to copy each other's concepts. So you want to understand that, how do you build your own unique selling point, your own unique identity. That's one thing. Second thing, what I also feel is whatever is going to happen in your life now in the next 2 months, it's all going to be in your territory. You don't have to be scared. Even if you feel, oh my god, I've never been so organized, I've never been so prim and proper in terms of managing things. How will I be able to do it? You will be able to do it. You will be surprised. Like I said earlier, you'll be surprised by how beautifully you manage it all. Because whatever work you'll do now, you'll feel, oh my god, this was my territory. This was where I was meant to be. If you have any fear, you're completely overcoming that fear. That's why I took this message first. I wanted to tell you that it is going to be in your territory. You're overcoming the fear now. I'm going to be reading this. No effort on the yoga path is ever lost. Obstacle can never hold one back forever. Just a little progress on this path can protect one from the greatest fear. It's so interesting, even I have something on my vision board which says that, even if you're fearful, just do it anyway. I can't recall, but yeah, it says something like that, keep fearing it, but do it anyway. So I think that is something that you also need to tell yourself that yes, maybe the new terrain is very scary. Whatever you're chartering into, like it's a completely uncharted terrain, and you're like, oh my god, like I don't know, will I be able to do it? Some of you could be also the people who are like the first ones in your family to be doing a business. Some of you could be the first one in your family to be pursuing a very different sort of field, even if it's regarding a job. And you might be very confused that, oh my god, will I be able to do it? Like, will somebody be able to do it? Like, will somebody like me be able to do it? And yes, you will be able to do it. The bottom of the deck that I have on the Gita deck is Infamy. And I just want to read out the message of this also. If you abandon your duty, all will speak endlessly of your shameful deed. As for one who has been honored, dishonor is worse than death. So I think this is also, I think this is your fear that, like whatever I'm doing, what if I'm not able to do it? And if I abandon it midway, if I leave it midway, what will people think of me? But you will not abandon it midway. You will not leave it midway, is what I'm getting very strongly. So stop worrying about it, okay? Stop fooling your mind with nuisance narratives. And also, you're being taught the art of perseverance, because I do see, it'll require a lot of hard work. It might, disturb your mind a little bit. You might feel very alone, not supported. I do feel all of that, but do it anyway. All right. Now, the other card that I have here is 7th house, about long-term significant partners, romantic, business, or family. I do feel as if, somebody could be getting into a partnership. Your 7th house could be getting activated right now, where you could be like meeting finally the love of your life, or the Venus in your chart could be getting activated now. But I do also feel this is about people who are looking for co-founders or business partners, or not even co-founders or business partners, but maybe like people who can venture on this journey of your career with you. You're going to be finding that support and right people. Then we have the card of Leo, which says the energy is flamboyant, dramatic, proud, passionate. It focuses on self-belief. Self-belief, guys, because that's how you're going to be overcoming your fear. So have that belief in yourself for the growth. Prepare yourself, because the luck is on your side. And interesting, in Vedic astrology, Leo is ruled by Sun, and Sun was at the bottom of the deck, and Leo has come as an advice. So have that self-belief so that you can grow. Okay, now the last card that I have here from this deck is 6th house, which is the work and health and duty area of your life. So interesting, even that card spoke of duty. 6th house to me is basically about routine. It is also definitely the house of enemies, but it's not the house of like enemies like who are trying to sabotage you always. It's more about like competition. So I do feel like there's a lot of competition in the space or the field that you're trying to venture in. And to me, the 6th house also speaks of having a structure and a routine in place when it comes to your work. Without it, nothing is going to work out. So you need to now have those conversations with yourself, train your mind to have a structure and orderly routine. Okay, now I want to pick out few cards from my tea leaf cards. So give me a second. I'm going to pull those out on camera for you. I feel this also wanted to come out. Okay, we have a lot many cards here. Gonna be opening them one by one. We have broken wishbone. Oops, wish will not be granted. I do feel this is in regards to somebody that was seeking financial support, funding, or you wanted maybe your father to fund your business. I do feel like you will not be given as much as you wanted. Interesting, because you have Six of Pentacles and Five of Pentacles here. Wait, I'll show you. So I do feel as if you wanted, like, in one go you should be given, like, let's say 10 lakhs or 1 CR or whatever. You'll not be given that. Instead, there would be lesser money that would be given to you, or even lesser, maybe, just because, if you look like that Five of Pentacles looks like as if somebody has held back the money. So maybe, like, if you were demanding 6, 5 is going to be held back and you might be only given 1. So I think that might also put you in that state, that where do I get this financial resource that I need to, like, build my business. Now I'm getting another message as of some people in this pile, kind of waiting that, if I had a partner, like, who could support me at least emotionally and mentally, that, I would have, like, the strength to pursue it. But now, without financial resources, without having anybody to support me, how will I do it? So for some people, I'm getting this message. For many of you, maybe the kind of funding, etc., that you were expecting, you're not going to get that. So maybe it's in regards to that, or it could be completely something else. You let me know and you tell me what happens, because some wish is definitely not going to be granted. Could be something about that you wanted to pursue, or a new idea that was coming to you, one of the pathways that was opening up that you maybe wanted to tap into immediately. Maybe you won't be able to. Stork, news of birth or a new business opportunity. Ooh, and is this the wish that's not going to be granted? God knows. So you let me know. I will not try and decode these a lot. Shield, you need to defend yourself. Okay, I do feel it's in regards to competition. There are, like, people who are going to be competing with you, who might try to copy your idea. And there are, like, people who are going to be questioning your business model, and you need to defend yourself. You need to show them how strong you are. This is also in regards to job. If you're being troubled at work, if your appraisal hasn't gone right, you need to shield yourself. You need to demand the salary that you deserve. Stepping into a new experience, leg, how interesting, with new business opportunity coming up. And leg, this is definitely great. Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. Yup, you have to take a chance. Okay, that's what we had here in the overcoming fear card. Wedge, someone is trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. Okay, I don't know if this is just in regards to relationship. I do feel that. I also feel this is something to do with you and your business partner or your co-founder. You might have to be a little bit careful about this. I will not try and decode this. Just take this message however it is, and whatever the first few thoughts come to your mind could be it. So Bowl here says plenty of material things. You will have all that you need. See, you are otherwise taken care of. Maybe in your career, yes, there is the need of financial resources. Wine, seek out information that will help you. Okay, so try and, like, study a little bit more, research a little bit more, keep your eyes and ears open always. And lastly, Camel, persevere and you will overcome the problem. I do feel like, this card, 8 of Pentacles, 8 again being the number of Saturn, is trying to tell you to persevere. So don't worry about, financially maybe not having all the resources that you need for all the big ideas that you have. Just continue working, and some or the other way the pathway will open. Okay, now what am I doing different again today? I am giving you a message from this book. It's powered by Robert Greene. This book gives a lot of tactical ways to live your life in corporate and at workplace, so that you build more practical attributes in yourself. You also learn a little bit of cunningness and manipulation that comes at workplace. Honestly, this book, some people say, is a great way of making you a little bit asshole-ish at work. But hey, sometimes that's the need of the hour. That's the need of Kali Yuga. So I'm going to be taking this book, flipping through the pages and giving you the message. Give me a minute. Pile number 3. What message does pile number 3 need to know about their career for the next 2 months? Pile number 3. Okay, so I opened this particular page, which is 1 minute, trying to figure a way to place it. Law number 29, plan all the way to the end. The ending is everything. Plan all the way to it, taking into account all the possible consequences, obstacles, and twists of fortune that might reverse your hard work and give the glory to others. By planning to the end, you will not be overwhelmed by circumstances and you will know when to stop. Gently guide fortune and help determine the future by thinking far ahead. I do feel like many of you really need to understand this, especially like those who are facing stiff competition, or even those like who are looking at the financial resource as being like are in a financial crunch when it comes to like not having enough finances to sponsor your ideas. You just need to understand that your planning needs to be all through the way. This of course is slightly in a negative connotation, which I feel is more about competition. To twist it around in a positive connotation, what I would also say is that when you have everything planned all the way, you also know how much you need where, in terms of your resources, your time, your finances, and then you can control the outcome a little bit better. So that's all that I have for you. If you want and you're interested, you can always pick this book and read through it. So thanks, pile number 3. That was all your reading. Bye.